Hi, everyone. It's Iris, and today I want to take you somewhere with me. You ever walked into a place and feel the air shift before you even take the first step? That's exactly what happened when those museum doors opened. They didn't just swing wide, they revealed something, like the building itself was saying, "Come on in. I've been waiting to show you something." And I stepped inside. The light hit the floor in that soft museum way, quiet, respectful, almost sacred. And right there in the first room, a carved figure stood inside a glass case, ancient, powerful, paired with the words of Ruth Asawa. It reminded me that old ideas don't disappear. They echo, they transform, they show up again in new hands, in new voices, new generations. And that set the tone for everything that followed. Then I turned and color just burst into the room. A festival mask, wide eyes, sharp teeth, wings painted in every color you can imagine. It wasn't just art, it was identity. It was resistance. It was somebody's culture saying, "I'm still here," and I felt that deeply. A few steps later, I found myself in front of this stacked sculpture, domes, faces, patterns, layers. It looked like memory built into a tower. Like every level was a different story, a different voice, a different truth. And I thought, isn't that all of us? Stacked, layered, complicated, beautiful. Then the energy shifted. A screen lit up on a red wall, people dancing, celebrating, moving with joy. Above it, Kushua, language and community, and I just stood there smiling. Because culture isn't only in books or behind glass. Sometimes it's in the rhythm of people who refuse to let their language fade. Another screen, another story, a man sitting on a yellow couch, saying softly, "Soy de Cochabamba, Bolivia." I'm from Cochabamba, Bolivia. Simple, direct, powerful, because sometimes the most important thing you can say is where you're from. Then I walked into a quieter room, a purple panel mapping out European kings and empires, borders shifting, power rising and failing. And it hit me how temporary power really is, how the lines on a map change. But the people living inside those lines carry the real stories. A few steps later, a small white sculpture, a figure holding a child, tender, soft, human. Two places listed, Agra, India, and London. Journey across continents. And I thought about how art travels the world the same way people do, carried, displaced, preserved, misunderstood, loved. Then came one of my favorite moments, the pigment display. Tiny bowls of saffron, indigo, lapis, cinnabar. Before there were tubes of paint, there were plants, stones, shells, fire, and patience. It reminded me that beauty has always required work. Real work, hands-on, messy, intentional work. Next was a panel about devotional art in Italy and Spain, how artists like Giotto brought emotion into the sacred. And right beside it, a carved stone figure standing in a quiet reverence. It felt like stepping into a prayer someone carved centuries ago. Then I turned the corner and met a powerful relief. A bearded figure surrounded by three smaller angelic forms. It looked like strength listening to guidance. Power softened by presence. Humanity touched by something divine. And then a small diorama on a red patterned wall. Three figures dressed in ceremonial clothing, standing beneath an arch. tiny but full of story. A reminder that history isn't always grand. Sometimes it's delicate, sometimes it's intimate, sometimes it's meant to be held close. But the room that really stopped me, was the one with the antler chandelier. Antlers hanging from the ceiling like a crown from another world, with a sculpted figure perched right on top, and behind it, a glowing portrait framed like stained glass. It felt like a collision of eras, rustic, sacred, modern, mythic, all breathing in the same space. And finally, the jewelry, gold bracelets, gemstone rings, ornaments shaped by hands long gone. These pieces didn't just decorate bodies. They carry identity, status, protection, and meaning. They touch skin. They mark ceremonies. They survive centuries. And behind the glass, they still shine with the quiet confidence of things that were never meant to be forgotten.
I didn't feel anything. like you've been waiting, like you already know my name, like you studied every heartbreak, and you're sure you ain't the same. But I've heard a man sound certain right before he disappeared, so I'm listening with my whole heart and a little bit of fear. Cause you move like truth, but I've been wrong before. Still, something in your voice makes me wanna trust you more. Are you the one you say you are, or just the sweetest kind of danger? A promise wrapped in poetry, a familiar feeling stranger. I'm leaning in but holding back, cause love has made me careful too. But if you are who you say you are, I could almost believe you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You touch me with intention, like you're trying not to rush, like you know a woman's spirit needs more than fire needs trust. Yeah. And I feel you pulling closer, like you're trying to make me choose. But baby, greatness ain't a title, it's the truth you gotta prove. And you sound like home, but I've been lost before. Still, something in your eyes makes me wanna risk once more. Are you the one you say you are, or just the sweetest kind of danger? A promise wrapped in poetry, a familiar feeling stranger. I'm leaning in but holding back, cause love has made me careful too. But if you are who you say you are, I could almost believe, sweetie. Show me slow, show me steady, show me love that's grown and ready. Show me you, not just the lines, not just the rhythm in your rhyme. Show me truth.
Before I even made it to the Fletcher exhibit, I wandered into the Walters gift shop. And listen, that place is a trap for anybody with a soft spot for beautiful things. The moment you step in, it feels like a curated treasure chest. Unique jewelry everywhere, bold pieces, delicate pieces, stones that look like they were pulled straight out of ancient stories. Rings, necklaces, earrings, all of it arranged so intentionally you can't help but stop and stare. Then the statues, small ones carved with personality, tall ones with presence, replicas inspired by the galleries upstairs. They had that weight to them, that take me home and put me somewhere special energy. I walked through slow, touching things with my eyes, knowing good and well that if I had splurged money today, oh, it would have been over. Bags on bags. I would have walked out there jingling like well-decorated goddess. But even without buying a thing, it felt good just to be in that space, surrounded by beauty, surrounded by possibility. Okay, I'm getting ready to enter. Y'all have to come and see for yourself. I'm excited.
A love that's been passed down, a story we know. Grandma's hands on grandpa's cheek, wrinkles like maps of years.